Good afternoon, everybody. It's the 8th of April 2026 and we're at the Moonbi Lookout, I think it is. Is that right, Kell?
Yes, Moonbi Lookout.
And here's another adventure with Elise and Kell. What do I call it? Travel and curiosity with Elise and Kell. Bendemeer and Tamworth aren't too far apart, but they're separated by the Moombi Ranges. And along the Moombi Ranges, there's a lookout. Look out, we're coming.
Morning, everybody. This is Kelly coming to you from the Moonbi Lookout. What Elise and I have decided to do is actually show you facilities that are up here. This is a free campground area. At the moment, there is only one caravan. I'll just pan round. So where I'm standing is under a tree, but these are all sites. Rustic ones will say, but you're in the bush, and there's somebody who's left their van gone in their car, running around the valley or whatever they're doing. So over to the left there, as you see, that's a new set of toilets that's just been put in, and to everyone, the toilets are nice and clean. Someone is servicing those. As I pan round, you can see in the distance there, sorry about my finger getting in the way, there is a place to sit that's undercover with seats. There's one. The second one's just there, 2. There's one in the background, 3, and there's one just here, 4. So you can sit and have a picnic up here, some fruit or a drink if it's a hot day, because it does get quite hot here. So there are good facilities up here. It's like the day we were at Tenterfield.
Yeah.
The weather's lovely.
We've got a 25-degree day according to my Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And there's all this new signage up about the area, I'd imagine. Kelly will have a read of it shortly. I'm also doing experiments with overlays of pictures, still photos, and using the polarizing filter on the SLR camera. It's a good opportunity to hone my skills up in Pixelmator, jointly working with Final Cut Pro.
Hello everyone, and here we are again. There's a lot of construction that's gone up here since I was up here. I haven't been up here for about 4 years. What I just showed you previously with the toilets, they're new, and so is some signage, some information signage that I've just found, which I'm going to share with you. Moonbi Lookout Historical Record, a tribute to Australia's working horses. Throughout history, the Draught horse has played a pivotal role in the development of Australia. During the 1930s, teams of heavy horses were an integral part of teams of workers involved in the construction, agriculture, mining, land clearing, water conservation, and other vital industries. Their importance can be demonstrated by a series of photographs from the 1930s of teams of workers involved in the construction of the Moonbi Park and Lookout. Without their part, played by the Draught horses, none of this could have been achieved, and with the outstanding results they have. This first photo it says workers and their horses on the Moonbi Lookout Road. So obviously the Moonbi Lookout didn't have a road. Now when you come off the New England Highway, this road, you can't go any further. It ends at the Lookout car park.
Yep.
So those horses have built the road that we came in on.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this one to demonstrate a team of horses pulling a road roller. So to get the gravel, as you know, they haven't used a steamroller. They've used a road roller. This was done, they used these horses apparently in the Tamworth district in the 1930s. There is another photo of a gentleman who is mowing lucerne on his property, waterfall at Dungowan Creek. That's below the Dungowan Dam, and this photo was taken in the 1950s. So he's using a Draught horse, and he's actually got a seat on the mower, and it's got blades on it, and it's cutting all the lucerne. And this last one is a gentleman from Narrabri, and his name was William Middleton. He was a carrier and a farmer, and he had his wagon load of 160 bags of chaff, which is horse food. He was photographed in Peel Street in Tamworth in the 1930s. Now, if you go and look at a map of where Narrabri is and Tamworth is, and you see this gentleman using his horse and his load here, and how far he's got to come, it's a pretty tall trip, okay? The other thing that I will share with you, there is a QR code down there, so Elise and I will go and see what information that provides. and we will add it to the video if we think it's relevant.
Yep.
And the other thing is, when I first came to live up here, Elise mentioned in the previous video that Moomby was between Tamworth and Bendemeer. Bendemeer is 40 k's out of Tamworth, and the Moombies is coming back towards Moomby, towards Tamworth, is 20 to 23 k's. So we're about halfway to Tamworth where we're standing right now. The Moombies, there is two hills, the first and second Moomby. When it rains on the Moombies, it is the only route, truck route from here, if they come through to us on the New England Highway. This road goes all the way to Armidale and right through to the Queensland border. The other day we had a fire and cars were turned off the road, and they had to spend an extra hour going out through Nundle and coming back and joining the New England Highway further up out through Armidale. So if this road gets closed for any reason, it really stuffs up transport in this area. Snow, we had snow. I might get Elise to take copies of that video and edit it so you guys can see what it's like to snow up here. But when there's snow, you cannot go down the Moombies. It is too dangerous. Bendemeer is over 800 k's above sea level.
800 metres.
800 metres, sorry.
850 it is.
Yeah, 850 k's above
850
metres. Sorry,
I've
got k's in my brain today. I'm really sorry. Above sea level. Now we get, when the wind swings from the Arctic, we get it here. We get snow, and we have temperatures that drop under 10 degrees Celsius below.
It's so part of the Great Dividing Range in Australia, which separates the weather systems from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the dry, arid land. And that away.
Yes, out that away.
West. While Kelly does a bit of research on the next sign that she spotted, I'm just going to make a comment about how dry this looks. It's been a while since I've been up here, probably 2022, 2021 maybe. So I think they've changed it a bit, and it's early autumn, well, coming up on mid-autumn for us here in Australia, and very, very dry, of course.
This is Moonbi Park and Lookout, 1938. We spoke about the horses and the construction of the road and how they got this started. What might interest you to know, they got £50 back in 1936 on the 27th of February to start this project off all those years ago.
£50?
£50.
Wow.
So construction began using local labour who were on a rotation basis. That this project was called the Great Depression Employment Project because we're in the Depression during that time. There was a great many workers who contributed to the construction of the lookout. The names of a known few are Paddy Burns, who was the overseer, Jim Burns, Bob Hyson, Victor Hyson, Thomas Marr, Eric McCandless. Eric McCandless apparently was a civil engineer. Bertie Myers, Fred Watts, Robert Murray, Lyle Flanagan, and Jack Iyer and Norman Streeting. Now we saw that picture of the horses constructing the road.
Yep.
The main lookout sits atop a large granite boulder.
Yeah.
Which once was a resting place for a slightly smaller one. The smaller boulder was blasted off the main rock, and there is a photo of it here being blasted.
Yep.
And its fragments were used in the construction of the rock walls, which Elise just showed you.
Yeah, those walls here.
And they are all around the park, the rock walls. So they've used what they had here because they only had £50. What happens is it actually attracts lightning. So you don't want to be around granite if you're in a lightning storm, okay?
Never knew that.
So they broke the rock up and shifted the fractured rock. The entrance road, they used all the fractured rock, which we saw on the sides of the road coming up here. The opening of the lookout was attended by the Cockburn Shire president, Mr. W.A. Chaffee, who was a local member, and Chaffee Dam is named after him.
Right.
Mrs. G. Park, Mr. T. Mulgrove, he was the Cockburn Shire clerk. Mrs. Chaffee, of course, was here. Mrs. Myers, Mr. Spooner, Mrs. Spooner, Mr. Brain, who was the civil engineer of the Department of Works and Local Government, and Mrs. Brain, and the Alderman W. Finn Bolt, who was the mayor of Tamworth at the time. Elizabeth McCliven apparently was the oldest resident, and she was the postmistress at Moomby. That post office still exists today.
Wow.
She had the honour of unveiling the plaque, which I think is further up on the rock there, and cutting the ribbon on the 17th of September 1938. The Moomby area is a traditional land of the Killamoroy and Anawan people who lived in the area for thousands of years. And I'm lucky to have one of the elders living in Bendemeer.
We're going to come up the rock steps, and there's more granite stuff here.
Oh, it's all granite. That's what I've said. This is all granite rock.
I've just photographed this big, huge granite rock here, which I'll superimpose into the video using the UV filter, the polarizing filter, so you'll get this nice deep blue sky effect behind it. Kellie's walked around this yard, and I'm walking over to her now. And I don't remember this from the last time I was here. We must have just gone straight to the lookout, but now that we're interested in making documentaries, we're exploring more and getting a lot more out of our trips. It's great stuff.
And you can probably hear a farmer working in the background, so we might be able to see that from the top of the rock.
Yeah. Actually, I do remember this bit. Now that we're climbing up, I didn't realise how important. I think the last time we came in, we just came in from the gate over there, and we didn't even stop to think about the rock. But I'm going to climb up these stairs, and Kell will come up at some point after me.
They're quite steep.
And this will give us access to the actual lookout itself. There's a bit more stair here. Just thought I'd let you listen to the way things sound here in stereo. The phone's back up online. It went off on thermal overload. So I took it out of its silicone case and rested it on the rock face and let the rock act as a natural heat sink to take the heat energy off the device. And it's now come back up. There's Kell observing the nice scenery. Yeah, I've decided the last time I was here was about 5 years ago. Now that is the New England Highway. I remember photographing that. It was on the COVID trip, as I call it, when we were looking like being stuck here with COVID restrictions, because we were here across December, January of that terrible time. But I'll go back down the highway heading south in towards Tamworth, and you can see the highway twisting your way through the ranges. But we're on the Great Dividing Range, and they have not had a great deal of rain since Christmas time here in New England, this part of the world. It's the highway again, and
That's
Kellie was just actually saying that it would be nice here in the rain, because water would just come off this granite rock that we're on.
I want everyone to remember too, I'm not here pontificating, I'm just saying my wisdom. Just remember that your life is lent to you and you've got to live it. And remember that the world, you don't own it, you experience it, and it's lent to you. So enjoy every minute of every day, because you never know, right? The world is in such turmoil at the moment. This could be taken away from us tomorrow. So just appreciate what you've got today, and just enjoy being alive.
While Kell wrangles with her phone, I've come down the steps. I did a short form video for the TikTokers. Here comes Kell. And you can see that's only part of the steps up. Here she comes now. How cool is that? And I would like to say thanks to Kell for driving me to this lookout, and thank you guys for watching. I'm Elise Lonsdale. This is Elise Lonsdale, Data Australasia, watching on the Travel and Curiosity playlist.